The purpose of this short video is to give the biblical reasons for leaving the European Union. Most of us are not economists, none of us are prophets, but if we are Christians, then we are simply concerned to do what is biblically right, irrespective of forecasts and guesswork as to the future. First of all, we need to return to the Lord, and membership of the European Union makes acknowledgement by us as a nation of the kingship of the Lord Jesus Christ that much harder. In 1643, England, Scotland and Ireland entered into the Solemn League and Covenant, acknowledging Christ as King of nations. Even though constitutionally we have fallen from this high ground, yet there is still in the Constitution the acknowledgement that Christianity is both unique and true. However much in practice this truth is ignored. The European Union puts turning back to Christ, to acknowledging Christ as King of the nation, even more remote than ever. Secondly, the duty of governments is to punish evildoers, that is, evildoers as defined by God. He has the right to decide what is right and wrong. So the duty of governments is to punish that which is evil, not to abdicate its authority to some constructed higher power. So, for example, in Romans 13, verse 3 and 4, the Apostle Paul, having said that the higher powers, that is the rulers in the nation, are ordained of God, says, "For rulers are not a terror to good works, but to the evil. Wilt thou then not be afraid of the power to do that which is good, and thou shalt have praise of the same? For he is the minister of God to thee for good. But if thou do that which is evil, be afraid, for he beareth not the sword in vain. For he is the minister of God, a revenger, to execute wrath upon them that do evil." And in 1 Peter chapter 2 and verse 13, we read, "Submit yourselves to every ordinance of man for the Lord's sake, whether it be to the king as supreme, or unto governors as unto them that are sent by him, for the punishment of evildoers, and for the praise of them that do well." So a government is to punish evil and to reward well-doing, not to abdicate its responsibility to another international body. And then also the third thing is that the Bible teaches that we are not to take on the financial responsibilities of a stranger. In the European Union, we have taken on the financial responsibilities of other nations. In Proverbs chapter 11, verse 15, we read, "He that is surety for a stranger shall smart for it, and he that hateth suretyship is sure." And yet we have ignored this collectively as a nation. We should only make oaths or undertakings that we are able and resolved to perform. Open-ended oaths or undertakings have no place for a Christian. And then fourthly, as well as punishing evil within our bounds, rulers are to protect their borders against evil from outside. And this is much harder to do. So for all these reasons, our duty to return to the Lord, our duty, the government's duty to punish evil rather than opt out and abdicate its authority elsewhere. The folly of open-ended undertaking of responsibilities of the stranger, or in this case, other nations, and the duty to protect our own borders, not only to punish evil inside, but to protect our borders from evil outside. For all of these reasons, biblical reasons, we should vote to leave the European Union. And that is what surely every Christian must do.